What's a time you saw a parent or loved one quietly stand up for you without making a big scene? So when I was 12, swimming was my whole world. Seriously, that's all I cared about. You know that quiet you get when you're underwater and everything else just disappears. That was my favorite place to be. The coach, Mr. Harrison, had a son on the team, Kevin, the coach's kid, and he was supposed to be my rival, I guess, but he wasn't. My times were just better. It wasn't bragging. It was just a fact on the stopwatch. So, the city championships are coming up, and there's one spot left on the main relay team, the good team, the one that gets the cool jackets and their picture in the paper. It was down to me or Kevin. For 2 weeks, I worked so hard, like crazy hard. I showed up early, stayed late. My muscles were screaming, but I just kept going. The day he announced the team, his voice was all loud and echoey in that big pool area. He reads the names, and when he gets to the last one, he stops. He looks right at me, then he looks at his son, puts a hand on his shoulder, and says, "And the final spot goes to Kevin." The whole team got quiet. I felt my face get hot. After practice, my hands were literally shaking, but I walked over to him. My voice was tiny. "Mr. Harrison?" I said. "My time. It was faster. I don't understand." He didn't even look at me. He was just packing his bag, and he said, loud enough for other parents to hear, "It takes heart to be a champion, son. Not just numbers on a stopwatch." And it crushed me, right there in front of everyone. I just nodded, because I thought I was going to cry, and walked away as fast as I could. The car ride home was dead silent. My dad knew something was wrong. Dads just know, you know? He didn't say anything, just waited. The second we got in the house, I just broke. Sitting at the kitchen table, I told him everything, crying so hard I could barely get the words out. He listened to the whole story. His face didn't change, but I saw his hand on the table clench into a fist. When I was done, he just pulled me into a hug, super tight, and said, "Your hard work is heart. Don't you ever forget that. I'm proud of you." Later that night, I saw the light on in the dining room. It was my dad. He was just sitting there in the dark, and the only light was from his laptop screen. He wasn't doing our taxes. This was different. I saw a file name that said Parks and Rec Budgets. Another one said Community Staffing. He just sat there for hours, clicking. The next week, I went back to practice. I wasn't going to quit, but Mr. Harrison wasn't there. Neither was Kevin. Someone said he'd resigned because of a funding dispute. The new coach was this woman who used to swim in college. First thing she did? Held time trials. She didn't care about our names. She just cared about the stopwatch. I made the team. When our picture was in the paper, my dad cut it out and put it right in the middle of the fridge. He straightened it, tapped it once with his finger, and walked away. He never had to say a word. I knew.